Team USA just unveiled its new selection pool roster, and the basketball world is absolutely on fire. Not only did Caitlin Clark make the list, she was announced as a starter for the December training camp at Duke, and that single detail is what has Geno Auriemma furious behind the scenes. Why? Because Paige Bueckers, his prized superstar from UConn, isn't joining her in the starting lineup. She's coming off the bench. After years of Geno downplaying Clark's talent, mocking her fan base, and insisting she wasn't ready for real elite competition, USA Basketball just embarrassed him on the national stage. The same coach who ignored Clark when she dreamt of playing at UConn now has to watch her headline the country's most important training camp. If you're riding with Caitlin, drop a "Let's go CC" in the comments. The moment USA Basketball posted their 18-player pool for the December camp, the internet erupted. At first, the roster looked familiar. Veterans like Chelsea Gray and Jackie Young alongside up-and-coming stars. But once people started checking the lineup assignments, everything blew up. Caitlin Clark didn't just earn a spot, she was handed a starting role. Meanwhile, Paige Bueckers was slotted as a reserve. Think about that for a second. The player Geno has spent years promoting as the future face of women's basketball is sitting behind the very player he once dismissed. And make no mistake, Sue Bird and Kara Lawson are steering the ship now. Bird has stepped in as managing director, Lawson is the new head coach, and together they made their intentions loud and clear with this roster. They're building toward the 2026 World Cup and the 2028 Olympics, and Clark is the centerpiece of that vision. Social media exploded the moment fans realized what had happened. Clark supporters were celebrating like their team just won a championship. After watching her get doubted and brushed aside for years, seeing her named a starter over the so-called chosen one was the ultimate payoff. Meanwhile, Geno's side of the basketball world went dead quiet, not a whisper from UConn. This is the same program that pushed Bueckers as the next megastar, the player who would carry the sport into the future. And now, she's fighting for minutes behind the very athlete Geno insisted wasn't cut out for the big stage. And the timing of all this makes the moment hit even harder. This upcoming camp is USA Basketball's first true step toward shaping the rosters for 2026 and 2028. It's their chance to identify the players who will carry the national program over the next 4 years, and the moment they named Caitlin Clark as a starter, it became crystal clear where their focus is. The addition of Stephanie White as a court coach makes the story even more interesting. White coached Clark during her rookie season with the Indiana Fever, and knows exactly how to unlock her strengths. Now she'll be working directly under Kara Lawson at the camp. Another sign that this staff is intentionally creating an environment Clark can thrive in. The Indiana ties don't stop there. Aaliyah Boston is also on the roster, giving Clark a familiar running mate she already has chemistry with. First-time invitees like Angel Reese and Juju Watkins bring fresh energy, but Clark's starter designation puts her on a completely different tier. USA Basketball isn't treating her like a newcomer, they're treating her like someone they already see as essential. Lawson personally handpicked her court coaching team, which includes Natalie Nakase, Nate Tibbetts, and Stephanie White. This group isn't just evaluating drills or individual skill sets, they're piecing together the foundation of a system designed to win major tournaments, and they're clearly building around players they believe can deliver championships. The 2026 World Cup is the opportunity for a 5th straight gold. The 2028 Olympics in Los Angeles need a face, someone with crossover appeal who can elevate the entire sport. Clark fits that description perfectly. Her supporters have been waiting for a moment like this. They watched her light up scoreboards at Iowa, while critics dismissed the level of competition. They saw her crush her rookie season in the WNBA, racking up record after record, while people insisted she wouldn't adjust. Now USA Basketball is confirming what her fans already knew: she's built for this stage. But this roster announcement is about more than a list of names. It signals a shift in direction for the national program. They're prioritizing real production and superstar impact over old alliances and outdated narratives. Naming Clark a starter is proof that talent eventually outshines politics. The December camp at Duke will be Clark's first chance to show what she can do at this level, but USA Basketball already seems convinced. They're placing a bet on her ability to deliver when everything is on the line, and all of this traces back to the beginning. Caitlin Clark and Geno Auriemma's history goes way deeper than today's headlines. Back in high school, Clark wanted to play at UConn. She admired the program that dominated women's basketball for decades, but Geno didn't offer her a scholarship. He walked away from a player who would later change the sport. So Clark chose Iowa and rewrote the record books. While she was putting up historic numbers and selling out arenas, Geno publicly questioned whether her game would translate to the next level. He doubted her footwork, her physicality, her decision-making, everything. And now the same player he dismissed is being positioned as the future of USA basketball. Geno Auriemma didn't hold back when talking about Caitlin Clark. He insisted she wasn't built for the grind of the WNBA and doubted that her style of play would ever translate against stronger, faster, more physical defenders. To him, she was a college star who would hit a wall the moment she faced real professional competition. But the most revealing moment came when he took aim at her fan base. Geno flat out called her supporters delusional, mocking them for believing she could make an immediate impact in the league. He claimed they were disrespecting established WNBA veterans by suggesting Clark would walk in and take over. Those same delusional fans predicted she'd finish top 5 in MVP voting as a rookie, an idea analysts dismissed and Geno openly ridiculed. But by the time the season ended, Clark was averaging 19.2 points, 8.4 assists, and 5.7 rebounds, leading the Fever to their first playoff run since 2016, and finishing 4th in MVP voting. The supposed fantasy turned out to be reality. The difference between how Geno treated Paige Bueckers and how he viewed Clark couldn't be more obvious. Bueckers was showered with praise from the moment she stepped onto UConn's campus. She became the face of the sport before ever touching a WNBA floor. The old guard embraced her instantly. Magazine covers, endorsements, hype, all before she had the chance to prove anything professionally. Clark's path was the exact opposite. She had to fight for respect at every stop, break the college scoring record. Critics said the competition was too weak. Take Iowa to back-to-back national championship games. They still found excuses. Dominate her rookie year in the WNBA? People questioned whether she deserved the attention. Meanwhile, Bueckers enjoyed superstar treatment long before earning it at the professional level. Clark earned hers through performance after performance, record after record. Then came the twist. After Clark's unbelievable rookie season, Geno suddenly changed his tune. The same coach who said she wasn't built for the league began calling her a generational force and praising the way she elevated the sport. He talked about her leadership, her competitiveness, her impact. But what he didn't do was acknowledge how wrong his earlier predictions were. He never admitted the bias. He never recognized that he completely misread her potential. He simply flipped the narrative and hoped everyone would move on. Every claim Geno made, that she'd struggle physically, that her game wouldn't translate, that her fans were out of touch, has been proven dead wrong. Clark handled the physicality, her game translated flawlessly, and her supporters weren't delusional at all. They were ahead of the curve. Now USA Basketball is sending a message of its own. Sue Bird and Kara Lawson aren't choosing players based on hype or reputation. They're choosing results. They're handing Clark a starting role while Bueckers comes off the bench, not because of politics, but because Clark has earned it. Bird and Lawson didn't just slot Clark into the lineup. They built an entire system designed to unlock her strengths. Their vision for the future revolves around the player Geno once claimed wasn't ready, and not the one he's been championing for years. Sue Bird stepped into her role as managing director with a blueprint already forming in her mind. Kara Lawson took the head coaching job with clear ideas about pace, spacing, and modern basketball. Together, they're mapping out a 4-year plan aimed straight at the 2026 World Cup in Berlin and the 2028 Olympic Games in Los Angeles. And that's why this December camp at Duke is so much bigger than a simple player tryout. USA Basketball had a choice to make: stick with the comfort of the old guard, or build the future around the sport's biggest rising star. They chose Caitlin Clark. She's the centerpiece of their push for a 5th consecutive World Cup title in 2026, and they know they'll need someone who thrives under the brightest lights to get it done. Clark has already shown she can handle that kind of pressure throughout her first 2 WNBA seasons. Just look at Lawson's staff choices. They reveal everything about the direction the program is heading. She brought in Stephanie White as a court coach alongside Natalie Nakazi and Nate Tibbetts. White coached Clark in Indiana and understands exactly how to leverage her tempo, creativity, and floor vision. She watched Clark turn a struggling Fever team back into a playoff contender. Now she's helping shape her into an international weapon. And Clark won't be alone. Her built-in chemistry with Aaliyah Boston gives Team USA something most countries spend years trying to develop. Boston knows when Clark is about to fire a laser through traffic. Clark knows exactly where Boston wants the ball in the post. That instant synergy eliminates the adjustment period that usually slows down national teams. The coaches can start layering new pieces around a foundation that's already rock solid. Even the rule differences help Clark. The international three-point line sits closer than the WNBA arc. The lane is wider, passing angles open up, and the court feels more spacious. Lawson's system of pace, spacing, and quick decision-making suits her perfectly. The international game rewards the exact things Clark does better than anyone else. USA Basketball also knows Clark brings something far beyond X's and O's. She's a ratings magnet. She fills arenas. She brings new fans into the sport. The 2028 Olympics in Los Angeles need a global face, and Clark provides that in a way no one else can. The roster features seasoned stars like Brittany Griner, Chelsea Gray, Jackie Young, and Kelsey Plum, but Clark's placement in the starting lineup shows exactly where the future is headed. USA Basketball isn't just preparing for the next tournament, they're building a dynasty for the next 4 years. By 2028, Clark will be entering her basketball prime at 26 years old, backed by years of experience at the international level. Lawson wants teams that think fast, switch styles on demand, and outsmart opponents. Clark fits that perfectly. She can slow the game down and dissect defenses, or turn on the jets and create transition opportunities no one else can replicate. Most players need time to adjust to FIBA rules. Clark's game fits instantly. Her shooting stretches the defense. Her passing thrives in the wider spacing. Her IQ adapts seamlessly to the officiating. And that's exactly why Geno Auriemma is furious. For the first time in decades, his influence over USA Basketball was bypassed entirely. The program didn't build around the player he spent years promoting. They built around the one he dismissed. Sue Bird and Kara Lawson sent a powerful message about who they trust to lead the future. They're leaning fully into Clark's talent, leadership, and star power. Everything Geno predicted she couldn't do, she's already proven she can. Caitlin Clark being named a starter for Team USA is the ultimate reversal of years of doubt, dismissals, and bias. The December camp at Duke is more than just practice. It's her global introduction. It's the moment she proves what her fans have been shouting for years. Her game translates anywhere. Her leadership elevates everyone around her. And the road to 2026 and 2028 runs straight through her. USA Basketball chose performance over politics, results over reputation, future over nostalgia. For Fever fans and Clark supporters everywhere, this moment confirms everything they've believed all along. If you're with Caitlin, drop a "Let's Go CC" in the comments. Make sure to hit that subscribe button, drop a like, and turn on notifications so you're always in the loop. Tap the video on your screen, and I'll catch you in the next one. If you want it more dramatic, more chill, or more YouTube creator style, I can revise it.